Hello, my name is Carl Surrey and this is a video tutorial for the Facebook group called Fans of Serif Software. Now this is a PhotoPlus tutorial and it is an adaptation of a Photoshop tutorial which was made by Vladimir Chopin, I think his name is. Sorry if I've mispronounced your name. But basically it is looking at matching the temperatures of two pictures, one that you've cut out from one image and you want to put into another image, but they're of different temperatures. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to use this picture of this baby, which I think I got from, well, I know it's a free royalty-free website, but I think it may have been Pixabay, or it may have been a different royalty-free website, because I've had this image for quite a while now. But as you can see, this baby image is quite bright, quite white, and the background I'm going to put it on is like a yellow, dirty yellow colour sort of thing. So if I wanted to make a montage up, I can then match the temperatures of these two images. So first of all, I need to get this image into the other one, so I'm going to just select all and edit, copy, come back to my background image and then edit, paste as a new layer. Now that image is quite small, so I'm just going to resize that by using the deform tool, hold down the shift key to keep proportions and increase the size. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here, come off of the deform tool. I mean, that image does work quite well, but hopefully by the end of this you will see that it works a bit better if we sort of match the temperatures. So what I'm going to do, let me just collapse this part so you can see the layers better. So we have our two layers here, and the first thing I need to do is to get a sample of colours. Now you can do that from using the colour pickup tool, and if I just click on that, the cursor will turn into this sort of eyedropper, and wherever the eyedropper is, you will get a representation just below it of the colour that it's over, and also the RGB values next to it. Let me just get onto the background layer, because that is the layer that we are going to be sampling. And it would help if you have a pen and paper ready for this, because you need to jot down the numbers that turn up in the RGB values. So you're not really looking for the dark areas of this image, so you want to try and find like the whiter areas. So this area here is quite white, and obviously depending on where you click on the image will vary the outcome at the end. So if you did this twice and picked out different areas, the end result would be different every time. So if I just click on there, that colour will be transferred up here into the foreground colour, but more importantly you have your values here for R, G and B. So I'm going to make a note of that. So the first one is 228, and then 220, and then 209. Now we need to make another selection, and again it still needs to be of the lighter area of the picture, but darker than where you first picked it from. So I'm going to go for a colour over here somewhere, and again that colour, foreground colour has changed, and this one, the red is 214, green is 199, and blue is 158. So now you've made a note of those various colours. I can come off the pickup tool and I will come to the layer 1 and highlight it by clicking on it. I can now collapse this top bit and I will expand this area here because we now need the adjustments, and the adjustment we are going to need is the curves. So I'll just click on curves. So then we have our curves tool in here, but before I actually start using the curves, I'm going to right click on this curves layer. Let me right click over here so hopefully the menu is more visible, and come down to clip to layer below. So now this will only affect the layer 1, not the background layer. So coming back to the adjustment panel where we have the curves, at the moment it is set to alter all colours, but we're going to change the colours individually. So come to the drop down menu, and first we're going to select the red channel. Now if you click in the very middle point of this grid, it will put a control point there, and then below the grid we have the input and output. So the input will be the first lighter colour that you've selected. In my case it was 228, and the output will be the slightly darker colour, which was 214, and as you can see that has now curved. So then we come to the green again, put a control point right in the middle. In the input, the first colour was 220 for the green, and it was 199 for the second selection that I made. And then we come down to the blue. Again, put a control point in the middle, and the first blue setting was 209, and the second one was 158. So hopefully you can now see that that image is better tonally, temperature wise, however you want to describe it, to the background. It now fits better. If I just turn this curves layer on and off, that's what it looked like originally, and that's what it looks like now. And that is just by using the curves level and trying to match it color wise, tonally, to the background that you're placing it onto. You can also alter the opacity of this particular level. If that wasn't quite what you was after, you can just, if I dropped down to 0, that's back to where it was at the start, and 100% is where I finished. So you can alter the strength of the color temperature matching to suit what it is you're after. So I'll just quickly go over this again using two different images, this time this one here and this one of a car that a picture I took and cut out. As you can see, this was sort of done on quite bright days, so the car is quite bright and warm, whereas the beach is a more overcast day and a bit cooler. So I need to just cool this car image down. Go away. Right, so I'm going to select all, edit, copy, come to the beach, paste as a new layer. Now this time I'm going to have to deform the car size to smaller, but just hold the shift key to keep proportions. Maybe that will do. I'm not here to sort of make it perfect, I'm just as a demonstration. So again, let me just collapse this one down so I can see the colour part. So come to the colour picker tool, make sure we're on the background layer, and pick somewhere from the light, almost white area. Make a note of these numbers, so that's 199 for the red, 199 for the green, 191 for the blue, and then pick one of the darker areas. Let's try there. And so that's 155, 158, 163. So now I have the settings I want. I can collapse this one and expand this one. Select layer 1, click on curves, right click on this and clip to the layer below. Come to the red, put a center control point. First color is 199, or the first input I should say, and the second one is 155. Come to the green channel, put in a control point. First is 199, second is 159, and then finish off with the blue channel, put in a control point, and it's 191 and 163. So hopefully you can now see that, let me get rid of this tool, it's getting in the way, that car is now better temperature, tonally wise, better fitting to the background because it is a much cooler image now. If I again hide this curves layer, that was how it started out, a much brighter, much warmer image, and now that is a much more in keeping with the background tone and temperature. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to get at, and I do hope that Vladimir doesn't mind that I've borrowed his Photoshop idea to show you how to do this in PhotoPlus. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.